Are you into preparedness? Do you call yourself a prepper? If you are, like me, I want to make the case to you today that you should have some sort of entry tools in your kit, in your EDC bag, in your bug out bag, whatever you want to call it, that you should have some very basic entry tools, and I'll explain the reasons, okay? My name is Mike Tango Whiskey. I run a YouTube channel geared for people in the meaty part of that bell curve, the 68 percenters we're calling ourselves. My goal is to get as much fear and fantasy out of prepping as possible, okay? So what I want to share with you today are 3 tools that I have used in the past week to gain entry into spaces completely legitimately, and I'm going to recommend that you kind of get into this and figure out a way to work these things into your kit. So I'm going to show you the 3 items. Look at this. Cheap, lightweight, basic. These have a very high cost to value ratio. This guy here, this is what's like a mechanic's pick. It looks very similar to what's called a traveler's pick in the picking world. Super valuable. About $2, Harbor Freight, Ace, somewhere, your local hardware store. This one here, this is just a door wedge. Okay, you can get a pack of 4 of these on Amazon for $8, so $2 a piece. This is a device called a coat hanger for all of you Gen Zers, right? We used to put our clothes on these. You can find these in your parents' closet or at your thrift store for about $1, okay? So what do we got? We have 3 items, small, compact, lightweight, $5 total, okay? Now, how did I use these? There were 3 instances, and I'm not even joking, 3 times this past week, in the past 7 days, that I've used these tools to gain entry into 2 vehicles and 1 commercial building, okay? So the first one, I was at a picnic with my daughters. My daughter gets in the car. She locks the key fob in there. She comes and tells me. Now, I have these 2 all the time. What I don't normally have is a coat hanger. One of the guys at the picnic lived across the street. He sent his wife to go get the hanger, and he brought the hanger back. I had a Leatherman. I kind of bent it into place. And with these 2 items, this wedge and this coat hanger, I got into my vehicle about 28 seconds. Not even that, maybe 20 seconds. It was less than half a minute, okay? So I was in my car, had my key fob, ready to go. Second instance, 2 days later, my wife was working my daughter's store. My daughter was working my wife's store, and she had locked the front door. There's like a magnetic lock that was engaged, and we couldn't get it engaged, so I had to get into the back door into this place of business. It was a commercial building. So it was an outward-facing latch, so the hook is a good choice. So this wedge, boom, 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 created space to get this in there, pulled that latch, got the door open. Okay, that's that's opportunity number 2. And then yesterday, my family goes to the local grocery store, and in the parking lot, there's a woman and her young daughter, and they are trying to get into their car. They have a basket full of groceries. It's hot. She's stuck. So my wife goes, "Do you have your stuff?" I said, "Yep." So I got it, went over there, and I approached her. I was like, "Hey, ma'am, I've got some tools. Do you need some help? I used to do this for a living. I was a body guy in the military." So she goes, "Yeah, sure." And she had a stick from a pallet shoved in the top of that. So I yanked that out, smashed the wedge in there, used this coat hanger. Luckily, she had the kind of knob where it was just that little loop, right? That little loop on there. Can get down at an angle and pop that thing open. It was 15 seconds. I was into that woman's car, back into my car. She was loading her groceries before my son even made it out of the store with his snacks. It was under 5 minutes total, the whole trip. So I think if you're a prepper, you're into preparedness, you need to be not even really lock picking. I would focus on bypass tools. There are a lot of very useful, very cheap pieces of gear that you can add to your kit that gives you a lot of capability and completely legitimate reasons. Think about the fire department, how often they have to do this for people. Think about protection from the elements, protection from weather, protection from violence. Think about active shooter. Think about, there's a lot of legitimate reasons to have these tools and to know how to use them, okay? So I wanted to share that with you all today. A little bit about some cheap, very effective things that you can add to your kit that give you a lot of capability and can help you be more prepared. That's it. Did I introduce myself? I did, right? Mike Tango Whiskey? Yeah, I did. All right, I appreciate you all, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks.